time for Soap Life Real Life, where we take a look at the storyline from one of the soaps and we relate it to you here in Essex. Today we're heading up to Chester for Hollyoaks, where Tom Cunningham has been targeted by secret bullies at school, but he may be hitting out at the wrong person.
Right, Tom Tom? Was this you and that Zap mopping?
Eh?
Don't act like you don't know, Jane.
I don't.
You two are pathetic. What's going on? Ask her.
Tom, what are you going on about? Look, whatever you think I've done, you're wrong. Tom?
She's giving me grief because I'm a dad, and I'm sick of it.
He's sick of it, but what about you? Are you sick of it? That's Hollyoaks every evening on Channel 4. So how has bullying affected you or your family? Give me a ring, 0300 200 40 41. Difficult to encourage youngsters to come forward and talk about it sometimes, isn't it? But a new app is about to be trialled which addresses that very problem, and it's based on an idea developed by students at Langham Oaks School near Colchester. Joining me is one of the students, Nick, his IT teacher, Peter Fairclough, and Mark Thomas, who's CEO of Coderus Limited, the company that's developed the bullying app. And I welcome you all to the programme, but let's kick off with Nick, if we may. Hello, Nick.
Hello.
Hello, Nick. Thanks for talking to us, Nick. This sounds amazing. Where did you get the idea for the app?
Well, it all started, I was on the National Anti-Bullying Youth Board, and we got invited to the Emirates Stadium for an anti-bullying conference.
Wow, just to get to the Emirates Stadium, I bet you went wow, didn't you, Nick?
Nah, I don't support that.
They may play them one day, though, so they may play them one day. So, yes, so you went up there. So what was happening? This anti-bullying, what forum was that?
It's the National Anti-Bullying Week, and
Right.
it's all about helping the anti-bullying ambassadors to improve their skills. And there was a lot of workshops on that.
Wow. And are you an ambassador?
Yes, I am.
Ah, right, okay. So who was up there? I believe there was a rather famous person there.
There was a lot of famous people. There was Kelly Hoppin.
Right.
There was some others on the Dragon's Den that were there.
Right. And what about Prince William? You met him a few weeks ago, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
How did that happen?
Well, obviously we got invited to the Hammersmith Academy by Diana Award up in London.
Right.
And they said we've got a very special guest coming. So when we arrived, we found out that Prince William was going to turn up, and he wanted to know all about the National Youth Board, about all the work we've been doing.
Wow. Did you actually get to speak to him?
Yes, I did. I also got a photo with him.
Did you?
Yeah.
I want that photo, Nick. I want that on my Facebook page. You'll have to send it to me. Twitter me. You know how to do that, Nick, don't you?
Yes.
You know all about that. Because you've got an idea for an app. How did you get the idea for the app?
Well, as I was saying, we got invited to the National Anti-Bullying Week up in the Emirates Stadium.
Right.
They had a little game thing they were doing there, like a Dragon's Den sort of type thing.
Right.
And we had to come up with an idea that could help reduce bullying.
And you did that, yeah?
100 schools entered. We then got a phone call saying we were shortlisted top 7. We then got another phone call saying we were in the top 3. And then after that, when we were there, we went on to win it.
You won it out of all the schools. That's fantastic. How does the app actually work? What does it do, Nick?
It's discreet. It's all about, because I know one of the main fears about bullying is going to tell a teacher face to face. And what the app helps do is it helps report bullying, but in your own time, in the privacy of your home or somewhere you feel safe, instead of going to the teacher and telling them face to face, just in case the person bullying you sees you.
Yep.
And it's mainly to be discreet, as I said.
Well, do you know, I think you're absolutely right, Nick, because even in my age, we couldn't have gone to the teachers. It would have been poo-pooed, I think, anyway. Whereas now, that has changed a bit, hasn't it? But how big a problem is bullying for youngsters of your age?
massive. Over 60% of students at school will be bullied or be the bully.
Really?
Yeah.
Still that much, even though it's known about and people know about it, and we know that when we say you're bullying, that just means that you're not a very nice person.
Well, even though people do know about it, they don't really go the proper route about it. They don't get in touch with the right people. You can go and tell your teachers, but sometimes your teachers might not know how to deal with it.
So this
is what our app does. It also has links on it to different websites explaining about the type of bullying you're experiencing.
And ideas then of how you can stop that as well. Nick, that's brilliant. I believe that you've got Alex with you as well. Is that right?
Yes.
Well, I say hello to Alex as well. So, Alex, did he help you with this, or was it all down to you, Nick? Hello.
Yes, he did.
He helped you with it as well. Stay with me, Nick. I'm going to bring in now Peter. He's the IT teacher at the school. Crikey, Peter, you must be very proud of them.
We are, Sadie. We're very impressed how far they've got this idea. When they came up with the idea about a year ago, they had an A4 piece of paper. They sketched down a few ideas. We thought that's really nice. But as time's ticked on, we've actually got to a point now where we're actually turning it into a real live app. And that's such an achievement for the boys.
It's massive. And how clever of them to create something that youngsters know about far more than me. I mean, I'm still got to get my head around all this. But this is literally the thing that young people will be able to have on their phone and use it, rather than something that they'd have to go to or somewhere else to go. Whereas it can be right there at their fingertips.
That's it, exactly. It's so different. When we were at school, you might have, spot the teacher in the corridor and spoke to them, but then everybody would see it.
Yep.
Whereas with this, they can just slip onto their phone when they're in the bus on the way to school, or when they're at home, or in the lunchtime. Just tap the button and that message goes straight through to the staff at the school, and then the staff can work on it, because the staff want to know about the bullying, but it's about making sure that they're told and making sure that the boys aren't worried about reporting the bullying.
How difficult is it to deal with, Peter? Because I should imagine, and the worst thing that would have happened to me at my school, if I had reported it and someone had said, right, now we've been reported that, call that girl in and say, you've been nasty too, Sadie. I mean, that would have been a killer. I mean, how do you deal with it?
I think a lot of the time it's about getting in there very early, because I think in the past, things used to be allowed to fester for a while, didn't they? And then they became a big problem. But here in school, we try and deal with it very soon, because sometimes things can start out very small, but if they're not nipped in the bud, that's when they become the problem. So the more that the boys talk to us and the more that the boys feel listened to, that really does have such an impact.
Absolutely. I just think it's so clever of them. I just think it's so clever.
It really is something that they've taken the lead on. I think that's the power of the idea, that it's actually produced by the boys for young people. And I think it's so different to some of the other systems that are out there that have been produced by adults. I think sometimes we're just a little bit slow on these things, where the boys are up there with all their technology. I think it's such a powerful tool.
Sorted. I mean, crikey, could this bring in a bit of money to the school as well, or is it sort of, I don't know how it works.
It could indeed. Alex actually was asked yesterday if he would like to be the next big thing in IT. Would he like to be the next Mark Zuckerberg? And Alex replied that he'd like to be bigger.
That's absolutely wonderful. Well, let's speak to you now, Mark Thomas from Coderus Limited, who have developed the app. Hello, Mark.
Hi, Sadie.
This is fascinating, isn't it? I mean, this is right at the horse's mouth, this is, for bullying, designed by pupils, for pupils. You can't get closer than that, can you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think it's really a fabulous idea. It's happened to all of us at some point in our life.
Yeah. Why did you decide to develop this particular app? You must get lots of approaches.
Yeah, definitely. We get approached with different app ideas, but what I really enjoyed about this was we could see how we could, from our side, combine kind of two things together, because, there's been a lot of talk about the Eurocode and promoting software engineering, but then also, the passion, talking to the boys about their idea and kind of, bringing this solution, out to the masses.
Yeah, absolutely, because this isn't just for this one school, is it? This is for all schools everywhere.
Oh yeah, that is definitely the plan, and how we're looking to roll this out nationally.
How much have you been guided by the team and the pupils at the school?
We've worked with the kind of initial, A2 sheet, which they've put together, and we've kind of needed to tweak their design a little bit, to work on Android and iOS. But we've kept the core ideas, as much as the core design as possible, to make sure that we've kind of kept within the initial vision.
Right, and also, I mean, how does it actually work? I'll be honest with you, I'm rubbish on apps, and people load things up, and that's fine. But how will it actually work?
So the apps will be available in the app stores. The students will be able to download the apps. The school will give the students a username and password, because obviously we've got to make sure that when the students use the apps, the incident reports go to the right teachers. So once that is done, they log in, and then there's a screen which kind of talks about, finds out information about bullying, and it's all there for for education and for giving pointers and dealing with issues. And then there's the other side, which is kind of reporting that incident. We've also tried to make sure that the students can watch either a YouTube video or read some text and say, yeah, that exactly happened to me, and help fill out that incident report, so they can just put their name and not make it a barrier to them, so they can just say, this type of harassment, bullying has happened to me. We fill that out for them, they press send, and their teachers get the response very quickly. And when the teacher, it goes to a collection of teachers, and then when one of the teachers has read it, they just press something in their email, which then just sends a message back to the student in the discrete form to say that, I have seen it and I am now going to do something about it. So it kind of gives that confirmation back. It's not like,
wow,
we're not putting something into a black box and not hearing again, because we felt it was important that, that student has obviously been worrying about this. And they get that kind of confidence back, either in the evening, so they know that, they can feel like, okay, this issue is beginning to get resolved now.
And to be heard. I mean, that's the important thing, isn't it? To be heard. I mean, how long before this will be available? Sounds very exciting.
So we're going to be trialling it at the school, end of this week and next week. And then, we're going to roll it out to a wider group of students. Then hopefully next year, we can start, thinking about kind of, trialing it at some further schools, and then go national.
Wow. I mean, will it cost money? I mean, how does that work? I mean, obviously it costing you to actually develop the app? I mean, how does that work?
So at the minute, we are developing the app with the school for free. We're kind of offering this, service to them, and, for doing it, because we think it's kind of a great idea, and, it's promoting software engineering with that. Obviously, when we kind of go national, we're talking with, some wider groups of, how they could help kind of, take this forward. So, we are...
Right. So it can make you all a little bit of money as well, which is brilliant. Can I ask as well, Mark, finally to you, how secure will this be? Because we know that phone thefts happen a lot, and I should imagine if somebody has lost their phone and someone gets into their app and sees what they've been writing about them, would that be a worry? Is that a possibility, or are apps pretty secure anyway?
So apps are usually pretty secure, but Coderus has been working this area. We roll out apps worldwide and in multiple languages, and we are aware of all the kind of data protection laws, which are needed to get an application out. So there won't be any security concerns, and we have made sure even more so, because this is information about kids,
exactly,
which is even more important. So yes, this will be really safe. There's a login at the front. There's going to be a pin, another pin,
brilliant,
so to go back and stuff. So it is going to be very tightly secure.
Well, Mark, I thank you very much indeed, CEO of Coderus Limited, who are developing it. I mean, and listening to Mark talking, of course, is Nick, who actually helped come up with the idea for the app, and also Peter, IT teacher. Is that important to you, Nick, as well, that that it's nice and secure, so no one can just go on your phone if they did steal it from you, if some bully got it off you, no one would know that you'd reported them or whatever?
No. One of the things that we've been working on recently that I went up to Coderus to work on with is we were wondering whether we should have it, so if you ain't got no internet connection, if it would just say pending on it, or if it would just stay up there. And one thing we spoke about was not having that, because just in case someone did grab your phone, it's like,
yes,
they could, if they see a pending sort of message, they're going to be sitting there like, is that about me or is that about someone else? And then they're going to start spreading stuff.
Yes. So you thought about that side of it, which I think is really important, isn't it? Because you've got to feel when you use that it is totally secure and it's just for your eyes only.
Yes. And the other thing is the app's going to, if you wanted to put a statement, you could do that at home and say bring it in an envelope and put it through the office. But the app was mainly for just putting a brief thing down and say like, A was bullying me today. I don't know why, but this is what happened, and then they would get that through straight away.
Well, that's fantastic, isn't it? And can I ask your teacher as well, Peter, this must make you smile as well, because I'm sure that there are times when you recognise that somebody in your class is being bullied by someone, but what can you do? You may even ask them, is there anything you want to talk about? We've heard it, we've seen it on soaps, we've seen it, it's soap life, real life. I mean, do you feel that this will really make you be able to relax a little more and sort of think, well, all they've got to do is send it through on the app and I can sort it?
Well, as I say, I think we're always on the lookout for bullying, but a lot of it can happen before school, after school, or at home, because obviously with all the technology now, in our day, perhaps it was only, for so many hours a day, but now the boys are so 24/7 online that anything that can reduce the risk to them while they're online is a great thing. Also, one of the areas that the boys were really, really proud of coming up with the idea for was that they could report if they'd seen bullying. So as whether being a victim of bullying, we can report that in the app, but if any of our anti-bullying ambassadors around school spotted something, they could make a report as well. So hopefully that will keep a good eye on everything that's happening.
That is the best ever. I'm so pleased. And Nick, can I say well done to you, and well done to Alex as well. Is he there? Is he next to you, Nick?
Yes.
Stick him on for me. Let me say hello to him as well, because it's only fair he's there. Hello, Alex. Well done to you, Alex.
Thank you.
You must be thrilled to pieces with this. Very proud of yourself. What do your parents think, Alex?
They're amazed.
Are they? And so you're going to be bigger. Who do you want to be as big as? Because we heard with your teacher you're going to be as big as the biggest IT people in the world. Who do you want to get above?
I don't know.
I don't know, but are you going to go into this? Has it made you sort of think, you and Nick, that, this could be your career here, inventing apps?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Alex, I thank you so much, and Nick as well. Really congratulations. And Peter, I know that you're very proud of your pupils, and thank you very much indeed for allowing them this opportunity. And what a great idea to come up with something like that.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Sadie. It's brilliant that the boys have just had a little bit of recognition for all their hard work.
Well, they certainly did when they met Prince William as well, and I'm just about to tweet their picture as well. You can see them on there. Look at them, the youngsters there with Prince William. Lordy, lordy. I've just tweeted that, actually. It looks absolutely fabulous, and that's going off to all my followers as well. So thank you very much indeed for joining me on the programme. And that was Nick and also Alex as well, and their pupils down there at the Langham Oaks School near Colchester. IT teacher Peter Fairclough and Mark Thomas, CEO of Coderus Limited, the company that's developed the bullying app. What brilliant. See, I love stuff like that. Don't you love stuff like that? Makes me roar.